Ho, 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 my fellow gaming Grinches. It is Vlogmas Day 13, 2021, where we celebrate all things Christmas, all things vlogging, and all things tabletop role-playing games. And I am your Grinchy guide to all the tabletop role-playing game news, weather, sports, controversy, and general internet nonsense that is the OGGM. And it appears the D&D Tag is making its rounds again. We have couple DMs that are doing it that I've seen and have sent out the challenge. I'll post the links down below to the two individuals who I've seen do it already. So the D&D Tag is a series of 15 questions that have been floating around the internet in one form or another pretty much as long as there has been an internet and pretty much as long as there has been gaming. There has been these, questionnaires that have been floating around in various magazines about gaming. So I am going to do the 15-question D&D Tag for Vlogmas. Question number 1. What was your first D&D character? A first-level fighter named Sam. Which D&D class is your least favorite to play, or do you not want to play? I do not have one. I have played every class. I have had every class played in my game. There is no least favorite class that I have. There's classes I prefer, obviously, but no. What D&D spell would you most want to have in real life? Telekinesis. What is your favorite D&D monster? Slimes. What is your favorite NPC villain that you have encountered or created? That I have encountered, not counting like Vecna or Tiamat, Lady Janeth from the Legacy of Fire Pathfinder Adventure Path. Wow, that was a surprise villain, and yeah, what an amazing screw you after a year-long campaign to find out that our Lady Janeth was actually the bad guy. Favorite NPC villain that I have created? Probably my favorite NPC that I've created is Young Keg, who is 22 years old and still loves to dance, which is a whole separate story and a whole separate vlog, but wow. That was an NPC who became paramount and important to a campaign. Question number 6. Has one of your characters ever died? Yes. And what killed them? Aaron the Pendantic in his online game has killed like 5 of my characters in the past year. Usually to something stupid like slime or traps or falling down a pit. What's your best natural 20 story? Don't know. I already told the story about the kid jumping on the table. That's a pretty good story. Yeah, I think probably the kid jumping on the table. What's your best natural 1 story? Roger and the Fireball. Not only is that my best natural 1 story, it is my best D&D story ever. If you haven't seen Roger and the Fireball or heard me talk about it, it's on my blog at least 37 times. And it is probably the single greatest D&D moment in my life. What is the highest level you've ever played a character to? Consistently played a character to get to high level, probably 12th. What is your favorite magic item? Ooh, there are so many, but if I have to narrow it down, it would be the Rod of Lordly Might, Bag of Holding, Jug of Endless Water, and Decanter of Air. If you had an IRL alignment, what would it be? Neutral evil. If you had to date one of your characters, which one would you pick? None of them, because they're not real. Why would I want to date a piece of paper? That seems sort of bizarre. And since I'm a male and 90% of my characters are male, again, since I'm not LGB, since I'm not into men, no, I don't want to date my characters because they're not real. Is there a character you wanted to play but haven't had a chance to play yet? I haven't played a cleric in 5th edition yet. So that's probably the only thing I haven't played in 5th edition that I really want to play is a cleric. Are you a dice goblin or a dice minimalist? I assume by dice goblin you mean dice hoarder. like Laura Bailey, where you have to have hundreds and hundreds of dice, or Dice Minimalist, where you're like, I only need 2 sets, and 3d6, and yeah, I'm a Dice Minimalist. I have 3 sets of dice, a couple of weird dice, a handful of 6-siders, but that's it. That's all I need. What rule or mechanic have you never quite wrapped your brain around? Concentration, maybe? When to grant advantage or disadvantage? Spells that didn't do what I thought they did by reading them? Oh, it doesn't, yeah. I mean, it's a case-by-case basis. I'm sure there's a few that I have probably misled. Did critical hits in 5th edition wrong for almost a year before we were like a year into playing 5e, and somebody looked it up and went, oh my god, we've been doing crits wrong. And we're all like, but okay. And then we're like, you know what, we're already doing it this way, so let's just keep doing it this way. Yeah, probably that. Or when to apply advantage and disadvantage, or concentration. So there we go, the 15 D&D questions D&D tag for Vlogmas. If you appreciate this, let me know. I will post links to where you can find the D&D tag and who, I saw was doing this. But, I'm not the first. They're not the first. We know Jeannie D did one a couple years ago. But the idea of asking questions about gaming and your opinion on things has been around as long as gaming. So, yeah, link for all these things down below. If you appreciate this content and want to see more, consider subscribing and help me hit 1,000 subs. If you're feeling generous, consider supporting my charity of choice this Christmas and support Team Primetime here in Los Angeles, California. Have a great holiday. Stay safe, stay calm, stay logical, stay warm, and stay off my land. Yeah, slimes, best adventure monster.